Hey everyone, post interview here. If I'm making this video, obviously I didn't die on this race, but at the same time I just wanted to let y'all know that I did not finish the race as well. I want to just first start off by saying thank you to every single one of you that have been supporting me and cheering me on since the beginning of my swimming journey. But I didn't make it through the swim portion of the swim. Frankly, I have zero experience in open water. I've been to beaches and stuff like that to where I could still touch the bottom, but I've physically actually never been in open water before, you know, where there was nothing there, you know. So when I got to those steps, it was 3 steps, but they call a rolling start, and it was 6 of us. And they were saying, put your goggles on, make sure your hats are good, make sure your hats are good, we're gonna start you in 10 seconds. It was surreal, you know. I seen those 3 steps. To be honest with you, I wasn't really fearful of that particular portion. It was just jumping into the unknown. That's literally what it was. I'm somewhat disappointed that I couldn't finish the race, but I'm also happy at the same time that I actually attempted to do it. And so that's what this message is about today. That you set a goal and then you chase after it. You know, even though I didn't make it, I'm happy that I was comfortable and confident enough to even attempt it. You know, honestly, I made it halfway. I'll give myself a pat on the back of that because, y'all, it was rough. I mean, I'm not used to being in water that's choppy, that's moving. I mean, it wasn't really bad, honestly, but I wasn't used to, I'm used to being in the pool where it's divided and I can see a black line. And I'm not used to looking down in like pitch black and then people beside you like rubbing elbows. You know, I think I actually kicked somebody unintentionally because I was backstroking, trying to catch my breath, you know. I mean, I think I was even zigzagging a little bit. I even remember one point, if I have footage of it, where I was doing my backstroke to recover, just to rest a little bit, and I ended up turning around. They're like, hey, you're going out. And I was literally going out into the open water. I almost killed myself, to be honest with you. So, long story short, I got halfway, which if I would have ran the sprint, I would have made it. I could have finished this race, because right where I stopped is right where the sprint pretty much was finishing up. So I could have made it, but I wanted to do the longer distance, you know. But anyway, I made it to one last rowboat on the opposite side when I was turning around. Again, I was like 3/4 of the way, and they essentially seemed like they were getting more and more spread apart after each and every single one of them. And again, because I couldn't really get super comfortable in the water, I wasn't scared, but I wasn't super comfortable either. I couldn't get my balance, I couldn't get my body buoyant to the water the way I wanted to. So I feel like I was really kind of dragging to some degree, kind of like this with my feet. And so I went to my back, and honestly, I was taking in a lot of water. And this is where the story doesn't get funny anymore, because to be honest with you, in protocol, they tell you in the briefing that if you panic or if you feel like your life is in danger, you flip on your back and you wave your hands. I had to do that going to my last rowboat. I flipped to my back. I just was gassed, I was winded. And like I said, because my body wasn't in control the way I wanted it to be. I flipped to my back, and I'm taking in water. I mean, I'm swallowing a little bit of it so I don't choke on it, and I'm spitting it out at the same time. You know, water is like, even though I got goggles on, you know, water is just like all over my face, and so I feel like I can't really catch a breath. However, I wasn't panicking, but I did know if I didn't make it to, or if a rowboat couldn't get to me, or somebody couldn't get to me within about a minute, I was probably going to drown. So instead of panicking, I just kicked for dear life, and finally made it to a rowboat. And yeah, I mean, they asked me like, are you okay? You good? I told them, honestly, I was fine. I was just tired. I was gassed because I have never done it before, you know. So, and then that's where I almost teared up. My pride didn't want me to quit, but I also knew at the same time my pride would have gotten me killed, or resuscitated or something if I would have attempted to go to the next one, you know. And so he took me back to shore. My boys was all standing right there, you know, and it took a lot out of me not to want to tear up, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I feel like at the end of the day, you know, as an athlete, I don't like to quit, you know, but as a coach and as a mentor and as a friend to a lot of people, you know, that y'all have been supporting me, I feel like the minute I stood up and got out the water that I had let y'all down. And you know, I've been talking with a lot of people and they told me not to think like that. I get it, it's easier said than done, you know, but I will say this is not the end. It didn't scare me enough to the point where I said I was gonna be done with it. I just need to actually get a swim coach. That's it. I mean, I literally learned how to swim off of YouTube. I mean, don't get it wrong, I took a couple classes at my local YMCA. Shout out to y'all if y'all watching this. You know, but they'll tell you the same thing. I came in here and was swimming on my own. You know, I came in not every single day, but almost on a very consistent basis, and have been teaching myself how to swim from not being able to get to the deep end to getting to the deep end to now treading water to now doing like mini flip turns, you know, and all that fancy stuff. So, you know, I try not to beat myself up about that, because I have come a long way, and it's only been 1 year. And 1 year without any open water experiences, to make it halfway, I'll take that. So I'm coming back next year, Chicago Triathalon, and I'm gonna conquer it next year.